BC, Dave the Pickup Artist with you this evening. And as usual, I'm late to the wedding again. Finally gonna contribute to the Stones thread, show your Stones. But I'm gonna go rogue and do it a little bit different. This is more of a Stones show and tell. I could break out all my Stones albums. That'd be a little redundant at this point, because everybody showed their Stones. So I thought I'd show a couple interesting things from the Stones. First up, playing in the background, we've got Emotional Rescue, which was released 40 years ago today. Hard to believe. Look at an interesting back cover. Negatives or something of the Stones. It's a great album. I don't think there's a bad track on this album. But yeah, 40 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. First one I got is this Stones bootleg, Andrew's Blues. This is a mostly live album, recorded in France at the Olympia in France. But there are two studio tracks. The first two tracks are studio tracks, and take a good look at those. The first one is Andrew's Blues. The second one is, well, we'll just call it track 2. Track 2 ended up as a movie that got banned a couple years after this. It was a slow kind of, it sounds like a little bit like Angie, but both of these tracks are pretty profanity all over the place. But the first track, called Andrew's Blues, according to the record, says it was recorded in '65, but according to the research I did, it was recorded in '64. The Stones were in the studio recording tracks, and they had some guests stop by. Graham Nash and the Hollies stopped by, Phil Spector stopped by, and a recording artist named Gene Pitney came in, and he had the good sense to bring a couple of bottles of cognac with him. The band got wasted, and they put on, they picked up the guitars and just started jamming on this obscene kind of a put down to Andrew Oldham, who was their manager. It's kind of a 12-bar blues, raunchy. It's actually a lot of fun, actually. The second track is, it's the infamous Blues, and it was recorded apparently in '67. They were pissed off at the Decca label, and they were getting ready to form their own label, and they wanted to do a put down of the Decca chief, and that's what that was. It became there was a movie recorded in '72, and it was kind of banned. You can find it, but yeah, this is actually a pretty good boot. The live tracks are good. I like the back photo. It looks like, I don't know if you can see it, looks like Keith Richards is having the time of his life. But yeah, interesting. And this is the label, slip disc label. I guess that's a famous bootleg label. A couple days ago, I cleaned up my house and I threw out 3 big boxes of old VHS tapes. I kept 2 tapes, Ginger's Sex Asylum and the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus. Now, this was the first time that most of us got to see this. The Rolling Stones never released it. And one of the reasons why was they were pretty much outshined by The Who. The Who was another band that was on the circus. And The Who had just gotten off a live tour, so they were well rehearsed and everything. And they did a version of a quick one on there. It just blew every band here away. And so the Stones decided, nah, we're not going to release it because, you know, they outshined us. But this is a great little curio of the 60s. We had, of course, Jethro Tull with Tony Iommi, who was the guitar player for Jethro Tull for about 5 minutes. And other bands were there. Marianne Faithfull, John Lennon and Yoko Ono were there also. And they had a big, a kind of a super band called the Dirty Mac. And they did a version of the Beatles' Your Blues. This is pretty cool. But yeah, this was the first time, this was 1995 it came out, and most of us had never seen that, the movie. So that's very cool. Shortly after that, they had a CD. They put out a CD, and I think there may be a vinyl version. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Around the same time, the Stones put out this very cool collector CD. It's Exile on Main Street Remastered, and this is the original, boasts to have the original album packaging. It's a very cool collection, CD collection. You've got the album there. Now apparently, these items came with the original packaging. You've got the inner sleeve, the disc, and we've also got some other stuff here. Photo of the, I don't know what it is. Very cool CD set, and this is a set of postcards that came with it. Now, I'm not sure that came with the original album, I don't know, but very cool nonetheless. As is the album, everybody knows Exile on Main Street, but yeah, I don't know, that's a very cool CD set. What's the best Rolling Stones concert film? Well, I think it's probably Ladies and Gentlemen, the Rolling Stones, recorded in '72 in Switzerland. I actually saw one other VC show this when they were showing their Stones. But this is a great set. It's my favorite. The live concert documentaries. You take it out, it's got a very cool poster in it. There's the disc. This is VH or just DVD. It's not the Blu-ray. But yeah, you got some merchandising info. Band. Mick Taylor was in the band then. Good shot of Charlie Watts. And we've got this great poster. Check that out. Very cool. It's one of my favorite DVDs. Another, in Blu-ray, the Rolling Stones started a From the Vault series. And most of them are great, DVDs. I got this one from the vault. It's their Hyde Park show from '69. This is the one right after Brian Jones died. Their first concert after Brian Jones died. Incidentally, when Brian Jones died, I cried like a baby. I was only a couple months old. But yeah, this is kind of a disappointment because I thought it was going to be a concert film, but it's more like a documentary with concert footage in it. But that being said, you know, if you're a Stones completist, you're definitely gonna want this. It's pretty cool. They do a cover of Keith Richards had just discovered Johnny Winter, and they did a version of Johnny Winter's song "I'm Yours, I'm Hers," that was on Johnny's first album, I believe. So, yeah. But there are better from the vault Blu-rays than this. Definitely check out the 72, 71 concerts. They're a lot better than this. And finally, I've got another bootleg, Smooth. This has got live, well, the first half of it is live. I'll show you the back, but there's nothing to see. You can see the track listing. It's live, and there's some studio outtakes on side 2. They do Sympathy for the Devil and Blueberry Jam and Hip Shake, which would later be Shake Your Hips, and it would be on the Exile on Main Street, I believe. And that's all I've got tonight. I hope everybody's having a great week, and we'll see you real soon.